Half Shell Oyster House offers happy hour at the bar and throughout the restaurant every day from 3 to 6 p.m. Happy hour includes $2 off all glasses of wine, liquor, martinis, mixed drinks, and draft beer, $2.50 on all domestic bottled beer, and $3.50 on all craft bottled beer. So come on out to Half Shell Oyster House, located at 115 Lower Park Cove, Suite 105, Flowood, Mississippi 39232, or you can give them a call at 769-257-7586. And hey, tell them Sonia sent you.
She say sports. She say sports. She say sports. She say sports.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sonia, and welcome back to She Say Sports. Well, today I have with me, I call them the Dream Team because they're doing a doggone thing. I have with me Desmond Jones of Heartbeat Productions and Wakil Atig of Wakilmatic. Is that correct?
Wakilmatic TV.
Yeah.
All right. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
That's good. I'm doing well. We were supposed to have Amon Lott with us of Shot by Lot? Shots by Lot. But he couldn't attend the show today, so we'll get him next time. So how's everybody doing so far this year?
I'm blessed. I'm having a great year so far this year. I am blessed.
That's what I like to hear. Des?
Same here. I'm blessed. Just been able to do a lot of things that I haven't expected to do this year so far. But yeah, I'm blessed as well.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. So Desmond, I know you went to Jackson State and you're actually working your master's. I wasn't sure about you, Wakil, and Amon. Did y'all go to Jackson State as well?
Yes, I graduated with Des class of 2021.
Okay.
Also on JSU class of 2021 Student Hall of Famer.
Okay.
I'm also getting my master's as well.
I love it. That's awesome, guys. And Ahmad, did he go as well? I love that sweatshirt. I mean, that's a hoodie. I want that. Is that through, who is that through? Thaddeus or?
This is at the bookstore.
Yeah, well, my niece, she works there, so I'm gonna get her a discount. She's named after me. I'm Sonia Annette, she's Sonia Maria. So yeah. Cool, okay. I have to check it out. So did Ahmad, he went to Jackson State as well?
No, he actually graduated from FAMU.
Okay, only because I love Coach Simmons. I'm gonna let him slide.
But listen though, I feel like Lott did so much for Jackson State. He deserves.
Oh yeah.
He's honorary.
Yeah, he's honorary. JSU.
Yeah, honorary title for life.
Okay, I love it then. Well, you know what? Y'all say that. I'm in with it too, because I'm all about family. So and I'm gonna be asking questions, so you all just chime in, because I don't know who exactly did what. Okay. But where do I want to start? How did you guys meet and decide we're gonna start working together? Who was doing what at first?
Well, I guess I can start talking first. So I met a lot over social media, particularly through Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
He reached out to me like around, I'd probably say January of 2021.
Okay.
Of course, Coach Prime was announced head coach back in September, I think that same year. And I reached out to him because I was interested in working with the football team after I heard that news. And so, of course, with Amon having a busy schedule, being Coach Prime personal videographer, I knew that I wouldn't get a response immediately from him. So it took a while for him to reach out back to me. So I'd probably say 4 months later, 5 months later, he hit me back, and he was just asking me were I still interested in, working with him and whatnot, because I really had reached out to him, and, I told him, yeah. And we linked up, and man, he saw my work, and he was interested in everything that I was doing, and he thought that I could be a good fit and bringing JSU football team in a good light. And getting the social media engagements up on their page, and we went from there. And then Wakil came along, and I guess he could tell you a little bit how he came along.
Yeah, Wakil, how did you come along?
Yeah, I met Desmond back 2019. Me and Desmond had the same major. So me and
Which
Desmond
was
been in
which was
class.
what? What was your major?
We was in mass comm together over there in the
Okay.
East Center. We was both mass comm majors, so like we both shared the same schedule. So me and him met back in 2019, and I always just admired his work. You know, ever since then we always just stayed in contact. And in the spring of 2021, Desmond had texted me. I actually still have the text thread, and he said, "Do you want to come be a part of history?" I said,
Wow.
"Yeah, sure." I was on the road from Chicago within 48 hours to Jackson, and that's when I met Amon, and the rest is history.
Wow. That's amazing. So before I go any further, how did you guys even get interested in filming? And when you first picked up a camera, what happened? How did you guys get interested in that?
I started off, me personally, as an athlete. So I was the one that was, being filmed. And in high school, I was a
Mhm.
sport athlete, football, basketball, and shot put. And I was actually pretty good in basketball.
Okay.
But like due to injuries or whatever, my career didn't, go past probably my junior year of high school. And like I had to figure out like what I was gonna do with my life. So like I always had a camera, even like since a child. I always like taking pictures. I always like having like a family camcorder. So that's what really got me into
Wow.
it. And like our school was so on low on funding, and we had like no media department. So in high school, I started the only student ran media department in Chicago public school history. It was ATIG TV, where I cover all the sports, all the assemblies, all the events. And from there it just went on to in junior college I had the TX sports report.
Mhm.
Well, I covered all the sports myself because our school, all the schools I went to, always lacked funding for a media department. So
Right.
I've always been the one that was covering everything. So I did that in junior college. Then I got to Jackson State. It was the same thing. So that's how I got into it. Basically just stemming from sports.
So you're a man of action. You made stuff happen.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean, because sometimes if you want something, you may not, like you said, they didn't have the funding, so you knew this is what needed to be done, and you did it. So that's awesome.
Always
Yes.
been.
So my passion came back in high school. I'll say I was a part of the yearbook staff in high school,
Mhm.
and pretty much yearbook is what built my foundation of being passionate about journalism, film, uh, whatever you want to call it. But in the yearbook committee, I was over the photo team, and so I was responsible for getting all the photos that we needed for the yearbook and things, and just going out meeting with different students in different clubs and organizations, just making sure I got their headshots,
Mhm.
different action pictures inside their pages on the yearbook. And so I guess that what built the foundation. And I started out with just a basic starter camera. If I can remember, it was like a Rebel T6 or something like that. And
Wow.
I just became a master behind that starter camera. And the school knew who I was, being that I was on the yearbook staff, and they motivated me to keep going with it. So I kind of carried that over into college. I actually started out at USM for a semester. And so I took pictures for a while, and ended up transferring from USM that fall semester and going to Jackson State. I had a good friend of mine who's still my friend today, pretty much best friends, and he was working with the Sunday Boom of the South media team. And he kind of opened my eyes up more so on the videographer side of things, and I kind of drifted over and learned a couple things from him, and I kind of took over from there, and we actually started the business that we have together now called Heartbeat Production. So it's not just me running it. He kind of helped me in and out with it. And so that's how Heartbeat Productions came along. When I came to Jack State, I met him, and I kind of grew from there. I kind of grind behind the scenes, just learning how to edit, using different softwares, looking up different cameras I can enhance my image look, getting that good, crisp, dynamic look, and just overall bettering myself as a filmmaker, journalist, cameraman, photographer. And I just went from there. That's how that all began. That's how my passion started.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Also a man of action. That's great. So, I know Ahmad, he's the director of video services. He's for the last 2 seasons with the JSU football team, and you're the assistant director. Is that correct, Wakil, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I mean, it's so simple, but it's just like, I guess it's different.
It's okay. I've been going through it my whole life. It's okay.
So well, I know he brought you on, but how did Ahmad, because that was one of my questions for him, how did he get that opportunity to be the director of video for the team?
Well, from my knowledge, that stemmed from his role with Coach Prime, being Coach Prime's primary photographer and videographer, and Sheduer as well. He built both of their social media platforms for the last 2 years.
Okay.
That's what led into him being able to accept the position at Jackson State.
Okay, that makes sense. So how did you all go about getting the commercials or the bid for the commercials for Beats by Dre as well as Gatorade?
So I guess I'll chime in on that. So the Beats by Dre deal was our first bid, and so how we kind of landed on that. I'm not sure when exactly Amon had got that call, but I know it was sometime that ending of August. It was right before Jackson State first game in Miami, and so we had got that call, and Amon had called me like weeks ahead. I'm also in the military, so I was on military duty. I was out in the field, supervising my soldiers, and I didn't know what Amon was calling for, but at the time I was still helping with the football team. Every chance I got, or when we had games. And so he called me, he said, Des, I need you. He said, I got some big. It's probably the biggest project I've never done. I'm gonna need you on this project. And I was like, talk to me, what you got? And he told me Sheduer is going to be the first NIL athlete with Beats. And so I was like, oh man, that's history. That's big. So I said, I'm in. What I need to do, I'll be in Jackson, because I wasn't in Jackson. I was actually in Hattiesburg, so I was like an hour 30 minutes away. I said, I'll be in Jackson tonight, tomorrow, whatever time you need me, I'm there. And so he said, we're gonna do this on such and such day. We're gonna do how this X, Y, and Z. And so I got there probably in Jackson that evening, and we got the planning and went from there.
So before we go any further, listeners, Hattiesburg is not 30 minutes away. He's speeding. I live in Hattiesburg.
Oh, yeah, I was speeding.
It's an hour and a half from Jackson.
Yeah, I was speeding.
He was speeding to his opportunity. His angels flew off of his car. So I was like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And so that's awesome. And then how did you guys come about? Well, before I ask that question, that was history, like you said, Dr. Dre, but it also history. Sheduer was the first HBCU athlete to be featured and represented Gatorade in their product. How huge was that? I mean, that has never happened before with Gatorade.
Yeah, it was very huge, and I guess what make it even more big is that he was the first HBCU athlete. To my knowledge, they had already signed a athlete prior to Sheduer signing, but he wasn't an HBCU athlete. So being that he was the first HBCU athlete signed with Gatorade is what makes it a big thing. And just seeing the things that the Sanders family is doing for not only just Jackson State, but just HBCUs as a whole is really showing the world that, there's talent here at HBCUs, and, you know, it was just not the Mississippi States and the Ole Misses and the Alabamas that has all the glitter and glam. We're down here at Shining, and we're down here. We have diamonds as well, and we have a lot of pressure as well. We deserve to be on the big TVs and highlights as well.
Absolutely. And it's not just athletes either. Y'all, I mean, we have, I mean, you see, we have two filmmakers, I
Yeah,
mean, right
yeah,
here. I mean,
yeah.
from a HBCU, and
Right.
that's amazing to see. I'm that's why I don't even know how I ended up, because I didn't know who did the commercials,
Right.
but I ended up seeing your post somehow, Desmond, on Facebook, I believe, about Gatorade. And I was like, I got to get him on this show because, everybody, of course, we want to talk to the athletes, but I wanted to hear what you guys had to say because that's history and that's amazing. I mean, you're in your 20s and you got two big commercials under your belt. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's big. It's big for me, and Shedeur was really a big voice in his second commercial for us on this Gatorade commercial because it was worked out to where I'm not sure if you know that with the football team they have two entities that they have a deal with. Where actually Coach Brian has a deal with. It's Smack
Right.
Entertainment and Barstool Sports. They're
Right.
the ones that's making a documentary there and stuff like that. So Smack Entertainment was originally the guys who were set up to do the commercial, but Shedeur wanted to give us a chance to spotlight our work on a national level,
I
and
love it.
so that's what really made it even more powerful. That he's not just looking out for athletes; he's looking out for creators. Artists, different artists all around. And, that's what really stood out to me. And that's what, made it history that he gave us a shot, being that we was from an HBCU and that we have talented, not on the field, but off the field. And so, that's what made it big. And I definitely appreciated Shedeur actually giving us the opportunity for doing it because he actually wanted us to do it instead of the actual entertainment group. So.
Wakil, what are your thoughts on that when you found out he was pushing for you all to do it and not the bigger entertainment company?
I was just, well, just first of all, I was just kind of like, blown away because, like you said, it's Gatorade. Like, I drink
Yeah,
Gatorade probably every day. I've been drinking Gatorade my whole life. Like, this is probably one of the probably one of the top brands in the country. And I knew like this wasn't the time for like, error. So I was just, kind of, taken aback by the opportunity, but I knew I had to lock in with Amon and Des to really, get this thing done. And
right.
something that the world don't even know is that's why I'm like kind of glad that we on your show is not only was he the first HBCU athlete to receive NIL deal from Gatorade, but the people behind the commercial, all three of us are alumni.
Exactly.
All three of us.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm
like
proud of y'all. I am so.
his own.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Wakil.
No, I'm just saying like that was a blessing in its own. So I was just blessed to be a part of that for sure.
It's truly a blessing, and it's just I was, and then when Desmond texted me back and was like, "Well, can I bring you and Amon on?" I was like, "Yes," because that made it even more exciting because I wanted to hear everybody's story and how they felt about it and the significance behind everything. So I'm really excited for you guys. So I'm gonna move on because I'll keep talking. But as far as and I think it had to been Ahmad. I was looking at a YouTube. He mentioned that you guys finished the Gatorade commercial in 72 hours. So is that quick to have a quality commercial, or were you guys under a timeline?
We were under a timeline.
I was
That's very quick for a commercial.
So that is very quick.
It's
yeah.
very quick.
Okay.
Especially when you're speaking from somebody who has a very strong background and critiquing deadlines and having different 1-minute videos out or different B-side projects and B-side projects. So that 1 minute was a very critical project, and we had to cut it down so many times and being that we had to get it back within less than 72 hours, it was definitely long hours with no sleep. I remember, I don't know what exact day, but we rolled over into a whole another day, and I looked at my clock. It was like 6 a.m.
14
I
hours.
mean, y'all had not slept. Nobody had slept.
We have
We
not
shot the
slept.
last part. Let me see. We shot the last part of him on campus. That was on a Sunday. It was due that Tuesday, so we stayed up from probably 10 a.m. on Sunday to 5 a.m. Monday.
Oh my
Straight,
gosh.
straight.
We were definitely grinding.
And I remember, and Desmond, did you say, I think I remember you saying on the post that I saw that you had a prior engagement. You had to fly somewhere else. Didn't you have to fly?
I did. So in the middle of the commercial,
Oh my gosh.
in the middle of the commercial, I think it was that Friday. It was that Friday. The first day we shot, I got a couple shots. So because I wanted to at least get something that we can work with and have a foundation. And I had got a call that same day, Friday, that I was needed for another engagement the next day in a whole nother city that's not close at all. I had to go to Miami. And so
You couldn't drive 30 minutes there. Yet.
Right. So I had to fly out there and book a flight at the last minute. And but it all worked out. I flew out there in Miami. It was like 1 day turnaround, and I came back that Sunday early morning. Came back on grounds here at Jackson, and we shot everything we need to get included in the commercial and that Sunday, and picked it back up as far as like getting everything edited in the post production. And so we spent that Sunday filming, doing post production, and rolling over into that Monday morning early, cleaning up, finishing up, getting the drafts over to Gatorade so we can put the final product out when it was time for it to put out.
Whew. Oh my gosh, that's pressure.
About 4 edits, like
a lot of pressure.
You said you did 4 edits. What, Wakil?
I said, we went through about 4 like different cuts of the commercial before the last one that y'all seen.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was just that 1 minute commercial. So we have to do that 1 minute. We have to do a 30-minute cut, and we also had to do a not a 30-minute. We had to do a 30-second cut, and we had to do a 15-second cut. So we had to do a total of 3 finished products for Gatorade, not just that one video everybody saw.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of pressure. Well, and Wakil, and I, like I said, either one of you can answer or both. What was the inspiration behind the locations that you guys chose on campus, and especially the Hall of Fame wall in the AAC Center?
Yes, that was when Amon had first, told me about the commercial. Gatorade had sent over a template, like for like things to include. And we was just sitting there brainstorming. This is why Des was in Miami. We were just sitting there brainstorming, like, what can be some location that we can, film it that's gonna bring out that, HBCU, culture. Right. I said, we gotta do it in the Hall of Fame room because all the legends is in there. And since this commercial is legendary, it's only right that we do it in there. So
I love that. When I was working on my master's in sports administration, I interned 9 years ago with the athletic department. And I had my interview in the Hall of Fame room. And I was just like, just looking, Sylvester Stamps, that's my cousin. So I'm looking at all of these people on this wall, and I'm like, they all came through here, They're on
the wall, isn't he?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that name. Des, we was moving them pictures around.
Yeah.
Yep, he was on the wall.
Yep. And it was just amazing to see. And when I saw that in a commercial, I smiled because I'm like, that's why my first room I went into when I, was interning with the athletic department. So I thought it was really cool. And I meant to ask you this earlier, Wakil. Tell me a funny story while filming the football team.
I think he got a lot. He got a lot of fun.
I know.
He was not only our photographer, he was also the behind the scenes blog guy. So he has multiple.
So you mean like filming a commercial or just you working with the team?
just working with the team. I meant to ask that earlier. And
Ooh.
oh, I mean, and it has to be PG.
I got
But
one. I got one.
okay, okay.
The first ever game. This is a exclusive. The world know this story.
On She Say Sports. Okay.
I'm giving you a worldwide exclusive.
I love it.
Coach Prime's first ever game coaching in Jackson. I believe it was February 21st, 2021.
And it was Edward Waters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, mind you, that whole week leading up to the game, the city of Jackson has no water,
None.
no electricity, no Wi-Fi, no heat, no nothing. But we still managed to, bring ourselves together in, preparation for the game. So this whole week, lot is on us. Like, y'all gotta, be on time. You gotta highlight everything together, right? And that whole day, like that morning of the game was just so, it felt like I was playing, like, and I ain't even on the team. I was just taking pictures and stuff. So
Right.
we drive, to the game, and Desmond, I believe, waits until like 20 minutes before kickoff, and he realizes that his SD card is full, and
Oh.
he takes a trip to Best Buy before the game, and literally got back, literally as we were saying the national anthem. Lot was like paranoid, like, what is this man? What is this man?
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
we laugh about it now, but like it was a very
That's a
fun-
pressure cooker.
I laughed the whole time personally. I'm just saying a lot going through it, but I'm like, Des, like, you're a military guy, you're very punctual. Like, how you went
Right.
to the last minute? How you went to the
Des,
last
what happened? What
God.
happened there?
That was a close call.
It happens. It happens. We all not perfect, but what
That's
happened?
true.
What happened there? So I meant to clean. I normally clean all my SD cards the day or 2 days before a big event, such as a
Mhm.
football game. But somehow I guess I had a lot going on that week, and I really didn't think about cleaning it until I realized I got to the stadium and my cars were full. And
Oh my gosh.
I think I didn't have all my cars there, and I only had like 2 or 3 SD cards. And if anybody know anything about cameras, depending on how high scale the camera is, as far as like image quality,
Mhm.
you have to have a certain SD card in order for that camera to record in that resolution. And so the SD cards that I have, they wasn't capable enough to shoot in the resolution my camera shoot in. So I only had one SD card, and the SD card was full.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's
So
what
first,
happened with that.
well, first of all, what saved you is Jackson is not that big. It was a pandemic. Nobody was on the road. It wasn't not a lot of people at the game, so you could just shoot in and shoot out and
Yeah, right.
get back. So that saved you. But what I thought Wakil was about to say, because remember, it was no water. You couldn't use the bathroom. So I thought he was like, I got to use the bathroom. That's what I thought you were about to say.
And now
That's why I
listen,
was like,
you said give me a PG. You said give me a PG story.
well, that's still PG. People, that's life. I mean, we all got the number one and number two. So, and listeners who may not know, it was a week of a lot of snow and ice in Jackson that is like, we really don't get a lot of that. So because of that, the plumbing, it was just like on lock. It was froze. It was nothing they could do. But I was at that game. I was at that game, and I made sure I used the restroom before I came and did not drink anything until I left. So I didn't want to take any chances. But that's awesome. So how was it working with Sheduer in both commercials? Like, was he nervous the first one, or how was his nerves the second show? I mean, the second versus the first.
You want to go, Wakil?
Now I go. Working with Sheduer is pretty easy because we know him off camera.
Okay.
About just working with him day to day, and like he's gonna be himself. So like that kind of makes it easier. So like I believe probably the most challenging part was like getting him to realize like the deadline that we was under, like
Okay.
you gotta get it done and stuff. But in my opinion, working with him was very easy after a while because like once I, what I'm saying, like just like tap into like his personality, I'm like, okay, I see how I gotta get him I see how
Okay.
he- and then like we had to kind of like alter the script just a little bit for his pronunciation from to be able to
Mm-hmm.
start the words and it to be like clear from his vocal standpoint. So to me, it was pretty easy working with him.
Okay.
Yeah, just to pick it back up off what Wakil said, it was pretty easy working with Shedeur because we worked with him prior to shooting that commercial.
Right.
Going to all the football practices and doing a couple of things like small little clip videos for the social media page, the football
Okay.
team. And so it
Mm-hmm.
was it was pretty easy working with him, man, because he was comfortable around us because we had been around for
Right.
like a year now. So it was
I
pretty
got you.
easy. So like I said, like Wakil said, the only hard part I'll probably say was, just getting him to understand like the time hacks and how critical the deadlines and stuff were. Because yeah,
We'll be on set like
go
just
ahead.
we'll be on set just kicking it because like we real close off camera. So like
Right.
we didn't order food, we didn't get, what I'm
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
things going, then we like, oh man, like we got a commercial, we gotta finish. Like, come on, we gotta, what I'm saying, like
Right. Focus.
yeah,
Focus, grasshoppers. I mean, we got 72. Let me tell you something. First of all, I'm a planner, and if I had have been like with y'all doing it, I mean, I would have been smoking imaginary cigarettes because I would have been like about to lose. I'm good under pressure, but I don't like to do it if I don't have to. So I'd have been like,
yeah,
I'd have
yeah.
been y'all mama. I'd have been like, look, I'm gonna
and I
need.
think that's what Lot came in because like Lot, what I'm saying, having, way more experience than me and Des as far as these
Okay.
high level projects. That's what he came in and
Okay.
held things together and kind of took charge because he had way more experience than us. So
What's the age difference with all of y'all?
uh, I believe Lot is 27. I'm 24, so that's 3 years.
Yeah,
Des?
yeah, and I'm 23, so we're pretty much all in the
We all in the same bracket.
I'm
same
so
bracket.
proud of y'all. I mean, under 30. This is awesome. So, do you guys, okay, let me ask you this. So, as you know, the Super Bowl, we just saw that. And a lot of people are not football fans, but they are commercial fans.
Right.
So, a lot of people watch the Super Bowl just strictly for the commercials. Is that your goal to get to that next level? Or, I mean, do you want to do more than commercials or, I mean, what?
So I guess I'll go. So I always told people my end goal is to be a filmmaker, to be better than the Spike Lee, to be better than the Tyler Perry. So that's my goal. That's my next level goal. But it just so happened that commercials has been something I've been able to be blessed to work around by big companies like Beats and Gatorade. So now that I have had that experience under those two big, well-known companies on the national level, I would like to just grow in the commercial area, just get more hands-on experience,
Mhm.
especially with big other production companies. So I think right now, commercials is something I definitely want to develop myself more in as a filmmaker, and then work my way up into those big films and movies and things of that nature.
Because this is great on your resume.
It
Very
is.
good. What about you, Akil?
I would say, um, Dad said beats and Gatorade, what I'm saying, like so light. I don't even think he realized these are, major corporations that
Yes.
we done had our hands in. So, like me personally, I was only doing, just strictly photography and like writing and far as like production, just like behind the scenes a lot. And like just seeing like this whole process, come to fruition. That's what inspired me to get more into like not like filmmaking like this, but just, videography
Gotcha.
zone. So I believe like the sky is the limit for us. And I believe like the city of Jackson and like Pearl and like all these small cities around, we could easily just tackle that market and do
Mhm.
like commercials for all those small businesses. Y'all hit us up. Y'all hit us up. And
Almost
then
definitely.
from there, I mean, we done already seen like the top. And like me, honestly, I thought the commercial was gonna air during the Super Bowl halftime.
Mm-hmm.
But Shedeur, his dad already had filmed another commercial with a
Right.
yoga brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh, if that had aired, I think y'all would have fainted. You probably would have just been waking up.
listen,
Yeah.
I'm from Southside Chicago. And I tell people from my neighborhood and like that like grew up with me that I was a part of a team that shot a Gatorade commercial. They can't even fathom it. So even like that's still big and like I
That's
still
huge.
I still be kind of like wow, like we really a part of history. Like
God is good.
yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Your steps are ordered. I mean, think about it. Last year, neither one of you had any idea you
No,
would be doing what you're doing.
no,
Your steps are ordered. Remember that always. Your purpose by design. And you was when you started doing the stuff that you were doing at your high school, funding, you were making steps then. Y'all were making steps then. So I'm so proud of you. I really, really am. Um, Back to the halftime show. Did y'all enjoy it? How did it feel seeing Dr. Dre and do his thing because y'all pretty young now. I was at Jackson State when Dr. Dre and them first, well, not when he first came out because he was with an R&B group years ago in the mid '80s, but NWA, that was my time. That's when so I've been dealing with Dre for a long time. So how did it feel seeing because all of them were in their 50s except
50.
um, uh, what's my Kendrick
Kendrick
Lamar.
Lamar, yeah, Kendrick.
He was the youngest. He was 36, I think. And I don't think Eminem, I think he's in his 40s. But how did it feel seeing those legends at their age doing what they do and they did it very well.
It was epic. It was epic. It was epic. It was good just seeing. That was probably one of the best halftime shows in a while. So it was good seeing the NFL kind of coordinate that and highlight that type of genre and getting people to see what they like to see. So
Yeah. That's
Wakil probably got more on it.
Yeah,
right.
me, I'm a big 50 Cent fan. So I was not expecting 50 Cent to be there. When I seen 50 Cent fall from
Did you scream like a girl?
I did not scream, but I was, I was excited because I remember being like a child and seeing the In the Club video debut on 106 in Park, and my mom and all her friends was there, and they were screaming like girls. I remember seeing that.
That
I
was
remember,
2003.
yeah. So it was great, just to see like our people, what I'm saying, on stage putting on, and I challenged the NFL to make hip hop the primary genre for the halftime show because I
I
feel like
love it.
P. Diddy and the Bad Boy family should be next year. I feel like they can do it next year. In my opinion.
I like that idea. And like your mom, I screamed. I knew 50 was coming because 50, I follow him on IG. So he had already said he was gonna be on there. Now, if Ice Cube had been on there, I probably would have. That's my
I'm
dude.
surprised Q wasn't there because it was LA.
He's not vaccinated, and so he did not want to be vaccinated, and that's why he didn't come. He was invited. So if Cube had been there, it was a wrap, bro. Because NWA was just, it was amazing. It was a great. That's when hip hop, the shift came because they brought in gangster rap, and they really talked about how they felt. How they felt like the other communities felt about us. So, and trust me, I'm not about that life at all. I don't know what it is, but I love me some hood hip hop. I don't
Oh, yeah.
8 Ball MJG. I'm serious. I love all of that. And I promise I'm one of the scariest persons. So
It's great. It's crazy that you brought up 8 Ball MJG because I actually just covered that concert that they just had down
are
here.
you serious?
I was backstage with MJG and 8 Ball.
I'm very good friends with them. Well, with MJG. Wow.
Yeah, my dad he's close with we call them Stokes. Stokes is
Stokes,
yeah,
OG Stokes.
yeah. So Stokes kind of hooked me up and got me backstage with them, and so I was
That
able
is
to
so awesome.
talk to them and film for them for that hip hop school
And they're
commercial.
really good guys.
Yeah, they good guys.
They are really good guys. I mean, their persona off stage is they some really, really good dudes. Really good. That is awesome,
Oh
Desmond.
yeah, oh yeah.
I'm so proud of y'all. I am so proud of y'all. So let me ask you this. How does it feel? No, well, what are your goals individually and collectively? What's next for Hearts by Beat, Wakilmatic, and what is it?
Shots
Shots
by
by Lot.
So my goals, I start with the individual side. So my goals individually is I know I spoke earlier and it said I was in the military. I'm in the National Guard, Mississippi National Guard, as a
Okay. Thank you for your service.
thank you. And so I kind of most of my time be occupied with that side of things. Being that I'm an officer and I'm a very important and vital person in the force, and so most of my time is spent in the military. So
Mhm.
day to day, I'm doing things to better the National Guard and take care of people who's under me. But individually on the film side, once I finish my contract, I'm done. So my goal on the film side is to ultimately create a team, a production team, and to start going around to different cities and just like Wakil was saying, getting different business covered, kind of do like a pop up thing, just walk in and have different owners or different customers and talk about different businesses and the arts and the culture of those different types of things that goes on in different cities and states. And
Mhm.
I think with me saying my answer now, I'm kind of talking about what I want to do collectively as well. So that's pretty much our goal, and I know Wakil will probably speak more once I finish. Our goal is to pretty much just um, go around to different cities and highlight different athletes, different black businesses, different entrepreneurs, get the whole 9 yards because a lot of people are underlooking with a lot of talent. So I think
Yeah,
there's a lot of talent that's overlooked that needs to be covered that a lot of people don't know about.
that's awesome. Wakil?
I say my goals individually is to graduate with my master's integrated marketing, to hone my skills a little bit more as far as editing, sound, photography, graphic design,
Mhm.
filming. And I also started a podcast. The first episode dropped today. It's called Paving the Way. Well, I'm going
Really?
around highlighting young entrepreneurs, businessmen. I got barbers, black dentists. What I got? Draft prospects for the NBA and NFL. I got restaurant owner, yoga instructor. So that's my goal is to build my brand as a journalist, and then collectively, how I see it is all three of us take everything that we have done separately and just
Mhm.
put it back together once we reunite. And I feel like we could really dominate not just the HBCU market, but just the market in general around the whole country.
I agree. And I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on your podcast.
Thank
Definitely send me well, put that information. I'll ask for the information at the end and so people can follow you as well. I'm
you.
so proud of you guys. I mean, that is awesome. Um, one last question. As you know, Coach Prime, he was on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon on last Friday. What were your thoughts on his interview? And do you believe that he represented Jackson State University very well on Friday night?
Yes, and
Yes, he
Coach
did.
Prime, if you're listening, I need that Letterman jacket that you got.
Oh, I love. Oh,
I need that jacket.
that jacket was so cold. Like,
I got a Letterman jacket, but I need that one.
no,
But
I
now,
want that one. That was tight.
one thing that Coach Prime gonna always do is put on right for what
Mhm.
he believe in, and just seeing just our school name on a Jimmy Fallon show, I don't know
That
how
was crazy.
like that's that's like the I ain't gonna say Oprah, but that's a
Yeah,
That's
the
like the
Oprah
main
of
level.
Tonight shows now. Right now, he
Right.
is.
Yeah, so it's
Wow.
like that's one of the biggest platforms out, and just seeing how he just carried it. He was saying "Thea, I love," and how he trying to like just bring life back into Jackson State. How he trying to like evoke change amongst all the stuff that's been taking place in the past. And to me, it was, you know what I'm saying, great. I
I
loved
was
it.
so proud.
Yeah,
Desmond.
I pretty much agree 110% with Wakil. It was a very good look on Jackson State, and like he said, it's like one of the biggest night shows, just as big as the Ellen show is, and
Mhm.
so it just gives Jackson State, and not only Jackson State but HBCUs a bigger chance on a national platform, and that's what we've been needing, and that's what we had always needed from the beginning. And I think the person who was pretty much the biggest person to put a spotlight was on the HBCUs was Walter Payton, because Walter Payton
Mhm.
originally wasn't welcome into those big power five schools that we call
That's
now,
right.
and he came to Jackson State and put on the show, and that's how things shifted with the culture. Most of our culture started to be welcome into those Power Five schools, and that's when integration started. And then over time, HBCUs, the attention from a national level started to go down. And I think what Coach Prime is doing is trying to get that back going, how we used to have it when Walter Payton was building that legacy here at Jackson State, and just for HBCUs, period.
That's right. And I'm a Bears fan. So
I'm from Chicago for sure.
huh? No, I'm not from, and I was gonna talk, and I didn't know you was from Chicago because, well, I'll tell you why in a minute. But my family, we lived on 91st and Paulina. So I was
I know
there
exactly what I said.
huh?
I said I know exactly what I said.
Yeah, so I mean that's home to me. That's my second home. I freaking love Chicago so much. But I'm a Bears and Bulls fan since I was 5. And so when I was a little girl and I found out that Walter played at Jackson State, because I was a toddler. Um, y'all was still with Jesus. Y'all was like toddler. I mean, gosh, you old.
My
Uh,
parents wasn't even born.
huh?
My parents wasn't even born yet.
You know what? Okay, you going too far now, Wakil. Meet me outside. You taking it too far. He said my parents weren't
Trying to
even
call
born.
you old.
Right.
Really, Wakil?
No, because you said like that we was no listen.
Look, no, he's trying to, no, you're fine. Baby, I am thankful to be alive at this age because there's a lot of people who didn't make it. So
I know.
yeah, so I'm a 70s baby for sure. But like I was saying, when I found out that he actually played at Jackson State, I was like, oh, because I knew, I'm from Jackson, so I was thrilled about that. And my favorite, my favorite football team. But it has been, I'm gonna get you, Wakil. It's been a pleasure having you guys on the show. He said, my parents weren't even born.
No, they was born like shortly after Walter Payton.
Don't try to change it. Desmond, you see, Desmond is an officer and a gentleman. He ain't said a word.
Yeah,
You,
Wakil, he's gonna give you a run
that's
for
that Chicago mouth, boo. I know that.
Yeah,
I know
yep,
them.
yep,
That's that Chicago thing right there. Look how he laughed.
Oh man.
But it's cool. It's cool. So, guys, it's been a pleasure. But before I let you go, I have a game that I play. You can get with this or you can get with that. And
Okay.
what that is, it's a way for the listeners and myself to get to know the guests better. So I ask you a few questions and you guys choose the one that best fits you. Okay.
All right.
Do you prefer money or love?
Love.
Money.
I knew it. I knew Wakil's. So Wakil, do you want love at some point? Not right now.
I love my mother, and I love both of my grandmothers.
That's all the love you got right now.
I know they love me, so
And Des, you choose love. Why?
I chose love because when you have a passion for something, everything's fall in line. Everything will fall accordingly.
Right.
Money doesn't always make you happy.
Yeah.
Whatever you
I
have.
ain't still gonna make me happy.
Yeah, well,
You just choose it.
love will make you happy though.
Look,
Being passionate about something will make you happy, and when you're happy for something, you'll do whatever you can to be decent. you'll be destined for greatness, and along the lines, money would just come and go.
That's true.
So,
And both of y'all, I mean, both of y'all answers are right. I mean, you could choose money, it comes in stages, I think. You know what I mean? So I feel what you're saying. You prefer book smarts or street smarts?
ooh, that's
I'm gonna say both.
yeah, I'll say both. That's kind of
Why?
Well, me personally,
I want the street smarts first.
okay, well,
Well, you can have them both at the same time, but sometimes some people may just have book smarts and they just
I know.
naive.
yeah, see me, I was exposed to reality very young growing up in Chicago. So I
Right.
had to like kind of grow up and be an adult way faster than I was supposed to be.
Right.
And also I was academically astute. So that's why I say both, because
I agree.
you gotta, because to me, business far as just as its entirety is way more grimier than anything you probably experience in the streets, because you're not looking at these people with these suits on like they'll rob you. But if I
Right.
come on you with a mask on, you know what I'm saying, then you will get it together. But so I feel like you need a combination of both. You can't have one without the other.
yeah,
Des?
yeah. I feel like you need a combination of both as well. And the reason being, I guess you said street smarts. I say common sense. Rather,
And that's pretty much what that is.
yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And a lot of people don't have common sense.
It's not common anymore.
It's not common anymore, and that's very vital to top off your book sense. And
Yeah.
I feel like it all correlates in one. If you don't have common sense, your book sense really don't matter.
It don't matter.
When it comes to reality. And your book sense, it only will take you so far. When reality hit, everything will crash. And so I feel like they both meet in the middle somehow, in some way. And so that's
I
why
agree.
I say, both is very vital and you need
Fact.
Amen. Amen. You prefer Instagram or Twitter?
it. Instagram.
Instagram.
Either, but if I had to,
Wakil, you got it.
if I had to choose one, I'd take Instagram.
He said neither.
The,
Okay.
the reason I say Instagram, because Instagram is pretty much the platform I build my business on. That's why I grew a bunch of audience. I grew my clientele on my business side as far as videography goes. And that's why I reached out to a lot of people. That's how I was able to get my name out there, and a lot of people that noticed me. Instagram was pretty much the foundation of how I got things going. Twitter, I get on it every now and then. I use Twitter now is pretty much to keep my news feed, as far as like what goes on around the world, up to date. Because I really don't watch TV, so I use Twitter as my news outlet.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't really like Twitter. It's all right. I try to, like use it just to put my stuff from She Say on, but I don't really know. I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'm too old, Wakil. I don't know.
Oh, listen, I told you I don't like neither one of them. I don't like neither one of them.
Mm-hmm. Do you all prefer Stamps burgers or Eddie's and Ruby's?
Wakil don't know nothing about that.
Now listen, first of all, I had Stamp. I never had the other one, Eddie's and Ruby's. I got to get put on to that, but right now.
So what have you been eating since you've been here going to school? I mean, because that's around the corner from the
Boston Stamps. Now they got Hattie's Chicken and Waffles. Godfrey's. Godfrey's probably the best restaurant in the state of Mississippi.
Do you really? Now I like it a lot. Well, have you tried Jerk City Grill?
No, what that's it?
Oh, baby. You know where the Piccadilly's is, by Metro Center?
Where the AT&T is that over there? Where the AT&T, where the old mall used to be?
The old mall, yeah. Piccadilly's is right there. Jerk City is just like Godfrey. It is so, but you don't sit down. You pick it up.
Okay.
The prices are nice. So I found out about them when Godfrey's was closed for a while. Very, very good. You'll like it. Trust me.
Gotta test them out. I love Caribbean food.
I do too. And well, since you Chicago, Harold's Chicken or JJ's Fish?
Harold's Chicken. The one on
Absolutely.
123rd and House. We ain't going to
Okay. Because all of them ain't the same.
none.
People don't know that. People think,
The 187 was
yeah, that was
the,
my favorite one. Yeah. Because
but
my aunt lived on 87th and Bishop. I used to love that one.
that's right there. That's right
Yeah.
there. After the riots, after the George Floyd riots in 2020, it got destroyed and they just went away with it. But the one on
Wait a
120
minute. The one on 87th, it was destroyed
gone.
because,
It's gone.
see, my family, they don't live in the city anymore. They live in, not Calumet. What's the city next to Calumet?
Harvey, Dalton,
Harvey and Dalton, and I forgot the other. No, it is Calumet. It is Calumet. They destroyed it. I'm sorry, Desmond.
It's
It
good.
got messed up in the
I'm
riot.
just listening. I don't know nothing. I
It
just
got messed up in the riot.
That hurt my feelings.
The one on 123rd and Halsted. Yeah, that's the best one in the city. That's
The one in Calumet, it's okay.
one of them.
Desmond, I'm sorry. Stamps Burgers or Eddie's and Ruby's?
So unfortunately, I don't partake in eating any meat anymore. So I am vegan.
Stopped for 2 years, but I promise I had pork chop the other day.
Oh no, I stopped pork.
I gotta stop.
I stopped pork way before I decided to get to this point in life. But I am vegan. For the listeners out there. But when
It's good for your body, y'all. It really is.
It is. And when I was eating meat, I say stamps.
Good job. That's right. That's my family.
Yeah,
Huh?
I say
Stamps put you to sleep.
That's right. I almost went, because that's my family. I almost went there the other day and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own Stamps burger. And it was delicious. It runs in the family. It runs in the family. Do you prefer staying on campus or having your own place? I know the answer to that.
now that I know what I know, and I'm at the age I am, like as far as like just adulting now, I say staying on campus, saving your money.
Wakil?
Well, at first it was staying on campus. Because you got to think, my first 2 years of college, I was in the community college, so I stayed home because we didn't have like dorm.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And like it's always been like my mother's goal, my father's goal. It's always been like our goal for like somebody to go to college. So I was the first one to go to college, and like I just had to stay on campus. I had to stay on campus, but then that quickly faded away. So I say off campus living for like your last 2 years is better. That's
Okay.
what you want to do.
I stayed on campus. And I forgot to tell you, Desmond, you went to USM one semester. I had a music. I played violin and I sing, and I had a music scholarship to USM. But my best friend begged me to come to Jackson State, so I ended up getting a scholarship there. So I'm glad I ended up there though.
Yeah.
But I loved staying on campus. Oh my, it's totally different from the way it is with y'all. It was amazing. I mean,
Yeah, COVID kind of messed our experience up.
huh?
Like COVID kind of ruined our own campus experience.
Yeah, but it's still before COVID. It's still.
Oh no,
We kicked it.
it was a ball. It was a ball.
We kicked it. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. You prefer homecoming game or Alcorn game?
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough.
That's tough.
That's tough.
I'm gonna say I prefer the Southern game over the Alcorn game.
No.
Okay.
No.
They can't even. But no.
No.
To answer your question, I prefer the Alcorn game the homecoming game only because the Alcorn game is like homecoming part 2.
Yeah.
It's like it pulls more people out and it's harder to get to the game.
Right. And Southern is pre-homecoming.
Yeah.
Depending, because usually lately they've been having that game before homecoming sometimes. So it depends. But yeah, I agree. I'm homecoming though. I'm homecoming.
I would say Alcorn game as well. Now that I think about it, I have been to some homecomings that haven't been very good homecomings. So I say Alcorn because Alcorn game is always exciting. You got two Mississippi powerful HBCU teams going head to head, and it's like a family reunion. And
Yes.
yeah, and the tailgating is unmatched and impeccable. So
I
I
never
say
experienced
Alcorn game.
tailgate.
What'd you say, Wakil?
I never got a chance to experience a tailgate because I was always working during the game.
So you've never experienced one.
I never experienced a tailgate. I got
Bless you.
We got
Desmond, get him a plate.
to pull his Jacksonian card. I thought he had it at first. We got to pull it.
Oh. Okay, now listen. I'm working. Okay, I'm working.
I'm working.
Now listen, if I had like one of them little bikes where I could slide off to the tailgate and then slide back, I'll be straight, but I don't.
Don't do it because you'll get stuck. Don't do it. I'm gonna just have to get you a plate and slide it over there so you can be, but it still ain't the same because just seeing it, it's something to see though.
Oh yeah.
This is funny. Do you prefer registration or move-in day?
Neither.
I know it's ridiculous, but you got to choose one. Now, mind you, I was here before your parents was born, so just imagine I dealt with registration and move-in day the same way y'all did. So it has not changed.
I could only imagine, like, like back then, because y'all didn't even have computers. Like, see, now they got
everything was, well, it was computers, but we didn't have them like in our rooms or anything. Like y'all would have a Mac or something. No, everything we had to write. It's crazy. It was crazy. So which one? You got to choose one.
I would say move-in day because you can't move in until your registration is complete. So I say move-in day.
Okay.
I say move-in day.
Well, I choose the opposite because I'm from here. It wasn't really a priority for me to stay on campus. I could stay at home if I wanted to. So registration was definitely important for me, so I wouldn't be purged. So registration.
Child, I lived 10 minutes from Jackson State, but I was on campus. I was not staying because I wanted to experience the whole college experience. Look, I'm messing with Wakil. Back then, different world had just come out. Oh, so we're seeing and see, that's what we saw. Y'all got, this generation got reality shows and stuff. We saw Black people at school, and that was exciting. School days had just come out. So I was like, I got to stay on campus. And, but I feel you, Desmond, it was just, but I had to have it. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or the reboot Bel-Air? Please tell me y'all seen it.
Fresh Prince Bel-Air.
I said Jamie Foxx show over both of them, but I say Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the old one.
Have y'all seen Bel-Air the reboot?
No,
I've seen it. It's way more serious. It's a dramedy.
It's a dramedy.
Yeah, and I feel like they should have just went in the direction of creating a whole new show just for our generation and not trying to reboot one for like the past, in my opinion. But I love the show though. Great production.
It's great writing, good actors. Des, check it out. I'm telling you, I like it. And I get what you're saying, Wakil. It is kind of almost a brand new show. It's just the same, the same characters, but they're different because I don't want to tell because Jeffrey is different from Jeffrey the butler. Everything is different. I love it. I'm a fan. I'm
about to check that out.
Please check it out. It's good. Do you prefer the baby or Lil Baby?
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby. I got a chance to interview Lil Baby in 2019 when he came.
Really?
In. Yeah, he came in for homecoming in 2019. I got a chance to interview him.
That was awesome. I'm so proud of y'all. Last question. This is going to be funny. Which do you prefer as far as working on? Beats by Dre or Gatorade?
Gatorade.
I know I'm wrong, but whatever.
Gatorade.
Look at this.
I'll say Beats by Dre. Beats by Dre Beats was well, they was tough on us as far as like in the deadlines, but they was also very understanding and very willing to work with us. Gatorade, we ran into a couple of hiccups in them 72 hours, but yeah, I say beast.
And why do you choose Gatorade, Wakil?
I say I choose on Gatorade because it was it involved more of the campus.
Okay.
And like in the Beast commercial, it was just mainly like him training. I
Mm.
mean, the Beast commercial involved a boom as well, but I feel like the Gatorade commercial showed you like the Hall of Fame room, the plaza,
Right.
library, showed you our weight room, showed you our stadium, and showed you our practice field. So
Okay. I can see that.
it was more
Understood.
broad.
Right. Well, guys, it has been a pleasure having you all on the show. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh,
Um,
we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Please tell the listeners how they can follow you on social media. Also, let us know how we can see the commercials and tell us about what did you just say? Oh, your podcast, Wakil.
Okay, yeah. So you all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Wakilmatic. That's WakilMatic. And also on YouTube at Wakilmatic TV. That's Wakilmatic space TV. And you can follow my podcast page on Instagram and Twitter at underscore paving the way. PAVING THEWAY. And the show is out now on the Apple app. It's out on Spotify and the Anchor app. And I have the clips that's airing on YouTube. My first guest was a young man by the name of Landon Arnold. He was also a production assistant with Barstool for the Coach Prime doc, and he also starred in a play at Jackson State as Muhammad Ali.
That's awesome.
Very talented young man. So y'all go check it out.
I'm gonna go check it out. Awesome. Thank you. And Des?
And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Des J Jones. That's DESJJONES. And also my business page on Instagram is Heartbeat Productions, HEARTB Productions, and on Twitter is Hearts HEARTB Prod PROD. And on YouTube, you can just type in Heartbeat Productions. You'll see most of my work on there as well. So make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on my videos. And yeah.
And that's BEAT, correct?
BEAT.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, well, guys, you can follow me at She Say Sports on Facebook, She Say Sports 23 on Instagram, at She Say 23 on Twitter, and please subscribe to our YouTube page, She Say Sports. Well, that's my show until next time. This is Sonia with She Say Sports.
See y'all. Thank you.